And we should be live, if I'm right. Actually got to check that as usual, because otherwise it's quite awkward just sitting here and talking to myself and not knowing that I'm not live. So if my phone can just update so I can see if I'm actually live. There we go. And there is the chat. Where can I place my phone? Maybe here. I have like, I'm trying to charge it at the same time as I'm having the chat open. So normally I have the phone right next to the screen, but right now I basically have to have it right next to my mouse because the charger can't reach that far. So it's a bit annoying to turn my head to watch the chat. But let's jump right into this. I'm not sure if I have normal FOV because I changed that for the thumbnail. I had like 50, I believe. So yeah, last stream we got pretty far. We built 3 big trees, or actually 2 big trees and 1 a bit smaller, and then a few of these tiny ones, some rocks and some bushes, and of course we added a bunch of vegetation. So today we're mostly going to focus on the trees. So I guess we're just going to start. Not sure where we want to build one. Perhaps just build one right here. So we build it up. I just had to check if the sound was right. Because sometimes I accidentally hit the mute button on my headphones. So I actually, once I record an entire video and then realized that I had been muted for like an hour. So I got to re-record all of that, and that definitely wasn't fun. I don't want to recreate that. Something like this. Maybe go out few blocks down here. Like that. I believe we have to connect these somehow. Maybe it's like this. Could that work? Perhaps. Think it works. That is on slabs. Yeah, I think that works. Now for the roots, we're going to just spread them out as usual. So yeah, I definitely have to talk about the success that this past week's shorts has been. Like, it has been insane. I just checked it basically right before starting the stream and realized that I've been getting like around 1,000 views an hour for the entire 48 hours. I think that's a record. Like, to have that consistency. I have had a few times where I've gotten like insane amounts, something like 30,000 in a single 24 hours, but that has been like 15,000 an hour and then nothing more than that. But this has been, the fact that it has stayed with, even though I uploaded like, the most viral one was machine gun video, the tutorial, which I posted, was it 3 days ago? It has over 65,000 views, and then I believe it has right under 30,000 engaged views. So that means like 30,000 people have watched it. So otherwise, these 60,000 is everything, like people that are just scrolling by and stuff like that. So you can't really count that as a view, if you ask me. But still, if just goes for a little bit more, then it actually could be my most viewed video ever when it comes to engaged views. And I would be really happy if that happened, because I truly hate the video that is my most viewed right now, which is this really annoying, not even a tutorial, it's just me, like a sped up version of me building like a tree, or a tree trunk, a big one with a nether portal inside. Like the build itself, I kind of like. It's kind of cool. But the thing that I hate is the low quality. It was made on my phone late at night. Like I was just sitting and watching a movie and made it while doing that. And then I have this really annoying music to it, which is, you know, that spinning monkey. It's so annoying. It was used all the time back in 2022, I believe, yeah, for all of type of shorts. But yeah, so I would really want to see that not being my most viewed video. Longer. Yeah. So let's just add some more like smaller branches. Like this. And to whoever is watching, don't forget to like the stream. It really helps with the algorithm. Like, if more people like the stream while I'm actually streaming, then it gets recommended to more people, and if it gets recommended to more people, I believe we can have... I'm going to put this. I believe we can have even more fun here when we can engage together. Yeah, let's add some smaller roots down here, and then I want to add some more up here, but I'm not sure where to put them. Maybe one here. Could I? No, there are too many right here. Maybe build one up. Something like this. And then where could we add? Could we build up something in this style? Maybe one on this side. That could work. Don't forget about this spot. I think that's pretty good. So let's add the leaves. The leaves, right? Don't think I've forgotten a step. So let's just spam a bunch of leaves around this, all of these branches. Yeah, so where were I? Yeah, the success in terms of views and subscribers, like the subscriber count has increased dramatically throughout these, basically this week. So yeah, it's just insane to think about. And then like the machine gun video isn't even the only one that has been successful. I believe I have a video before that, which was, if I can remember this, it was a hedge video, or was that right after? I don't really remember, but both of them, like the hedge video, also did really well. I believe it got like 13,000. And then I posted like an aquarium tutorial that got around 10k, right under, I believe. And that's really good, if you ask me. So maybe we're onto something. I'm not sure. Maybe we want to expand that one a little bit. And yeah, I just posted today's short right before starting stream. And the reason because the reason for actually posting before the stream and not after, as I usually do, is because I wanted to test if it would like bring more viewers to the stream. So if you're watching this and you came from a short that you just found right now, please write in the chat so I can know, because you know, when you're scrolling on like short form, you get short, and then you can see like a red ring around the logo of the channel, and it says, I think it says live. Where I can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, so I thought that if I uploaded today's short now before the stream, it would hopefully get picked up by the algorithm, and if people saw the short and then also saw that I was live, maybe they would tune in, which hopefully it works. Not sure. We'll see while we're streaming. 31k on the security fence. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. So the security fence video did really good compared to what I was actually expecting, because it was late at night, I believe, or I can remember that I was really pressured by the time, because I really wanted to either go to bed, or I had something else that I just had to do, if it was homework, or maybe that I had to go training or something. I can't really remember, but I just threw something together with security fence video, and it turned out to be a good call. 31,000. Can't remember the engaged views. Well, I can actually check that. So if we just go into YouTube Studio and go into content, view all, we can see that, let me see here, engagement, 15,000 engaged views, which is that's really good. The aquarium video has also gotten 28,000, and the machine gun has 67,000. The hedge one has 10k. The amphibian animal, which I now know is called a platypus, I believe, has 11k. I really liked it, or that animal design, because I was I believe I was messing around with an old build hack that I have uploaded, which is the speaker design, I believe. the recent speaker design, which I use chiseled bookshelves to create the speakers, which I also like that design. And then I just put like a slab in front of one of the bookshelves, and realized that like the empty spots, I can actually show you. Chiseled. If I just place it right here, you can actually see that these two things right here, they look like eyes, which I thought was cool, and then the slab looked like a mouth, or like, I'm not sure. And then I just 1, 2, 3 there, messed around and came up with this design, which I really liked. So that's quite often how I come up with build hacks. It's I just mess around with the block, like study it, and then, oh, this pattern could be used to build this thing. And when it comes to this build hack, it was the eyes. And then when it came to the color, I first did it with oak because it blended in with the bookshelf, but then I switched to, I believe I built out like every wood type. So in the not tutorial, the test world, I have one of those designs for every wood type, and then I chose the dark oak one, I believe, because I thought it looked the best. Let's get back to this, and I like this overhang right here, but I think we need to build this down a little bit, because otherwise it's going to look really weird. Yeah, let's see how this is looking. It's a bit flat, so let's just make some changes in the height difference, or not height difference. I'm not sure what to call it, but just so it isn't like this flat line. It has some variation at least. So chat, what do you think about this? How does it look? Times at day. Okay, sure. I actually like when it's night. It looks cool. But yeah, you're right. It's much easier to see when it's day. And that's one thing when I create the thumbnails. As you saw in this thumbnail, I actually chose to take the screenshots at night, because I think, especially like these tree builds, looks a lot better at night, because like the glowberries, these, what are they called? Fireflies bushes, and everything else, it just lights up the build, and I really think it looks a lot better than at day. So that's why I chose to take the screenshot at night. However, I would say that it's a bit worse when it comes to YouTube thumbnails, because when it's darker, it doesn't like attract more. I want to put it. If you're scrolling through browse feed, YouTube feed, and you're more likely to recognize and stop by an image or a thumbnail which is really bright, like it's right here during the day than if it would have been times at midnight, then it would have been when it's night and dark. However, it does look a lot better. We're not going to quit, we're just going to turn it back to day. Yeah, this needs to get better. I'm not sure how to do it. Maybe something like this. Add a block right there. And something here. How does this look? Maybe build that up and add a block right there. So, chat, what do you think? Is it okay, or is it terrible, or what do you think? Is there something that could make better? I do think it looks kind of good. Yeah, something like that. The other ones are a bit more flatter, like this one. It isn't as pointy, almost. But I still like it. So let's just fill in the top here. It's dark oak. And make it a bit darker, or rather more dense, so it gets a bit darker inside of here, because it looks a bit weird when you can see through the leaves and see the sky this easy. So when it gets a bit more dense and you can't see the sky as easily, I believe it gets a lot better. Try to make the trees a bit more bushy and less dense. So what do you mean? Are you like up here to make it with less leaves up here, or do you mean like the outside and add more variation, like blocks going out like this? For anyone who is watching this back, I'm just trying to build and watch the chat at the same time for a response. That's one thing, like this delay, which is around 20 seconds, I believe. It's real annoying sometimes when you're trying to hold a sort of a conversation with the chat. Oh, sorry for that. Just my coughing, which is almost gone because I have asthma. Like every time I get a cold, the coughing stays with me for a long time after I'm healthy again. So that's pretty annoying. more randomness in the leaves. Oh yeah, yeah, we could try that. Let me just finish up inside of here. How does this look compared to other ones? I believe we should add some more leaves because it's quite far from the main branches up to the leaf work. Um, yeah, something like this, I believe. I think looks. Let's just round it off a little bit so it isn't too flat. Um, and then right there, maybe destroy some leaves in the middle. Like one or two right there. Maybe replace that. Yes, something like that. And then let's add some more leaves. So you mean like just scattering around leaves everywhere? Going to continue on for a little while before looking back from a further back perspective. That's definitely not how we say it, but that's how I'm going to say it. Um, yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. Like some leaves are just that are poking out. But otherwise, you're pretty right. This does look good. So let's do that to the other trees as well. I'm just going to finish up this one. We're adding the leaves like this. Yeah. Maybe build this down a little bit more. Otherwise, I believe we are pretty much finished here. Maybe add one going down there. Then all of these three are ending at the same level, so remove that, add one there, and remove that. Maybe add some more leaves here, some more depth. Yeah, what about this? That could work. So let's just add some more leaves as well on these trees to make them a little bit more bushy. I like that word. Natural would also be a pretty good word. Um, can I join? Well, when you say join, what do you mean? Like the world? Or just talking in chat? Oh, coughing again. I believe I have been coughing for every single stream on this channel now, which is like only 3 streams. World. This is a private, like a single player world, and I am probably going to keep it that way. However, I am planning on actually. Do you play Hypixel? Because I were thinking of doing like Bed Wars reunion almost. I haven't played Bed Wars in probably a year, so that would be kind of fun. And I am planning on actually playing with. If any viewers want to play, it would be cool to actually play with them. So that might be something. Not today, but and I'm not sure if I have the time tomorrow because I'm going to Gothenburg. If anyone is in the chat who is probably the only Swedes are going to know what Gothenburg is. Yes, I'm looking at you, DK. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I have the time to stream tomorrow. However, if I have, I'm going to stream. And maybe Pillars of Fortune though. Maybe I'm too old school, but what's that? Because I don't play very much. That's the thing. So I don't know very much. But if that's something that some people would like to see, maybe we could like make a or play on Hypixel tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure if I have the time, but otherwise we could do that instead of streaming in this world and switch up the streams a little bit, because I can definitely understand that it gets a bit boring just watching me building this. And as you said, DK, it will take forever to build an entire forest when it takes like 30 minutes to build one tree. So let's get back to this one right here. And it's time to add some vines. We can find them. There they are. And same thing here, we're just going to scatter them around. To keep DK happy, we're going to make it day again. Yeah. What else is there? Maybe I just forgot it. I was thinking about something. Now I forgot it. Come on, where is it? Can't remember. I had something to say. Anyways, let's keep on building this tree. So we're going to need some soul sand as well. I believe that's the 3 blocks that I need to make this ground right underneath the tree here. Um, yeah. um, yeah, what was it that I was supposed to say? It definitely was something, but I can't remember it. Um, anyways, does chat have anything to say? Something that we could talk about? Question? Um, some video suggestions or anything really? Uh, because or is this too much? I don't think so. Or much have I done it right here? Maybe a bit. No, it's basically the same amount of this dark dirt. Um, oh yeah, that's one thing. I've gotten hooked on Supremes in 1914 again. Um, I played it. I believe I started. Can it be 2 years ago? Yeah, and then I've been on and off for a while, and yeah, the recent time right now I've been off, but then was it 2 weeks ago when I just started one game and hooked again. And for those who don't know, it's this strategy game, uh, which which takes a long time. Like you play for one game can take at least 2 weeks, and then maybe even up to over a month. Um, but it's set during World War One, so you're playing as different countries during that time and trying to take over the world basically. So we're playing against real people, and it's really fun. Can definitely recommend it. But you should be warned that it is addicting. Like I'm always on. Like every break in between lessons at school, I just have to shake my troops and see how everything is going and stuff like that. How do you spell it? Scissors. Are you kidding with me? How do you spell it? No, it's not scissors. It's shears. Oh, come on! I always get them mixed up. And we're going to need some bone meal to actually create some glowberries. On the glowberries, or I'm not sure what you would call these. The glowberry vines, perhaps? That could be a word. Let's actually just call them that. Glowberry vines. Two right there. And then maybe one up here. A short one, but barely is seen from the outside. And then maybe one a bit further in, like up here. Also could be a short one. And then a tall one all the way down here. Which has a lot of glowberries on it. What block do I not need? Maybe we can do this and then retake that glowberries. We're going to say glowberry vines because that's the word that we're using right now. Let's end it right there. And then one up here. Maybe 4 blocks. I'm not sure how much glowberries we're using. Not very much, so I think we're going to end it right there, and then we can add some hanging roots, some extra details, something like that. And then now it's time to improve the ground with some even more details. And let's start off with the mangrove roots, which could both work as smaller roots or under root systems, or it could be like dead bushes or just scrap and trash. Then add these leaf litters, which I'm still not sure if I truly like the design of them. I haven't decided, but in when I'm building this, I do love them because they really help with blending in the grass with this more dead dirt, if you can say that, the darker ones. Add some more further out. Something like that, and then the firefly bushes. I think that's enough. And oh yeah, the short tall, not the short tall, the short dried grass. We can't forget, which is going to be scattered around here. But we're mostly going to use the tall, short, not the tall, not burnt, tall dried grass. Oh. Yeah, what about that? That looks kind of good, doesn't it? So now we have 4 trees. Like that. And before we start, because I think we're going to build some bushes. So before I do that, let me just get a glass of water, because I feel that my mouth is starting to dry up. I can keep on talking. I'll be back in 30 seconds, and the starter or the counter starts now. And I'm back. And hopefully that wasn't more than 30 seconds. I don't think so. Um, uh, so yeah, I'm hydrated, which is really important. Where were I? Oh yeah, build bushes. So let's just delete this inventory and copy this and build some bushes. So we're going to maybe that's too much of a rectangle, you know, the shapes right there. But that breaks it up a little bit. So we could just replace some blocks with flowering azalea and add some vines. um, Maybe a smaller bush right here with a lot of flowers. Maybe one that goes like off this elevation change right here. Yeah, like that. And maybe add one block at the back to stabilize everything. Um, this seems to be a little bit flat here. I'm going to add some bushes. And it's this is one tip when building, and that's like these small things. Like most people focus too much on like the big things like trees and buildings and stuff, but it's these small details that really brings it together. Like rocks, just adding stone buttons makes a lot, especially when you're let me just FOV 30 go in here. Like imagine this walking through, it's kind of cinematic. You see, like the trees are making a huge difference, but like the bushes, the ferns, the grass, like these small details, that button right there, that is what makes the difference, not this big tree. This is what sells the illusion of this being a forest and not just a bunch of blocks thrown together. But we're not going to play at 30 FOV because that would definitely drive me insane. So now we're back and we're adding some more bushes. Maybe I I feel like adding like a smaller, bigger tree. If you're with me, like one of these trees, but a bit smaller right here, to make it a bit more dense in the forest. I don't think we're going to add some more bushes right there, but maybe one right here. Can't forget about the vines. So yeah, let's focus on that tree. There it was again. What did I say? I said right here, I believe. So the tree trunk is going to be something in this style. And I don't think it's going to be much higher than that. Maybe go up a little bit like that, and then split off here. Yeah, I think that's a good size. And then the roots are going to go as usually. in all the different directions. If I remember you, yeah, definitely. Of course I remember you. I believe I remember everyone who is actively communicating in the chat and in the comments. Like, I can't remember every comment, but I remember those that come back and comment multiple times when it comes to the videos and the shorts. So, of course. Maybe add one like that. It's got the text, so you just need to read it. Yeah, no problem. Maybe I'll just stare on a slab. Yeah. Actually, I just need to respond to that text because I just remember that it's kind of important. There it is. Right there, I think. Wait. Guess the word. It's... Can't see. Is it a hotel and an ice cube? Oh yeah, hi. Oh, I get it. That's a good one. Yeah, you got another one? Let's see if the chat can crack another one. Hospital, yeah. Um, should we... Yeah, that I think that works. Maybe add some more dark oak fences to make some thinner branches. Make this whole thing a bit more realistic. And I know I'm always talking about that, but it's really important. Maybe a fence gate at the end. And some more fences. Continue on, just adding a bunch of stuff. The more stuff, often the better. Not always, but often it gets better. We can't forget about adding down here. The word is really hard. Wait. So monkey, eyes, ng, end, and a DVD, a rhino, a orangutan, a flamingo, and a TV. Are you kidding with me? Is it like the first letter? Like Ming and Oh, never. I don't think so. It's ape. Wait. How is it ape? Wait, explain this. How is it ape? It's the first word of every emoji. Exactly. So a wait, how do you get to ape? Like I can't. The first is monkey or ape, if you would call it that, and then like ice cube or ice. How? Or am I the only one that doesn't get it? Maybe it is that. Huh. Well, I'm not going to be able to let it go. I will have it in my mind for the entire evening and probably the rest of tomorrow's morning. It's the first word of every emoji. Okay, so monkey eyes. Arrow. Yeah, I give up. If not everyone, if anyone in the chat knows something, just write it. What do you guys think it is? Anything is better than nothing, and I have no clue right now. No one in chat that has any guesses? It's Minecraft. Mine. Oh yeah. Now I get it. Well, I was I was kind of right with like the first letter. You got to give me that, but oh, how didn't I think of that? I think it was like the NG and the DVD, which was the CD. That was what got me confused. That was a good one. So yeah, every time we're going to write Minecraft in a title, we're going to write that combination of emojis. Um, that couldn't end badly, right? Let's see how this not works. Looks. Just a distance. Just going to finish up and just connect everything. For some reason it still feels like I'm having not increased, a decreased FOV. Doesn't it? It feels like it. But like it should be normal. Yeah. You are welcome here. Yeah, thanks. And the chat is also welcome. This one is easy. So Now we know it's a CD. Then we have, let's see here, C. Monkey and orangutan. What was it last time? It was an ape. So say cat. Cat. Is it cat? I think I'm going to lock in cat. Ape. Cat. Yeah. We have 2 different guesses. 3 people. What is it? It is cat. I knew it. Finally, I could get one right. Yeah. And we're just going to add some more up here. And from above, this looks a bit weird. I just lost the chat. Let me just bring it up again. And now it's up. There we go. I think we're going to need to expand that a little bit and round that off. Maybe connect this to the other tree. It's quite far. Not sure what to do. Maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Maybe remove some blocks here. This is hard. Okay, so a new one. We have, is it soon, an arrow, and B? So the question is if soon is the one or if it's arrow, which is the meaning of the symbol. So I'm going to go with soon. So it's going to be alright, thinking of the Swedish car company Saab, but that is definitely not it. What way is the arrow pointing? It's pointing up, so subscribe. Well, I'm going to lock that in, and even though it maybe isn't the right word, everyone who is watching the stream should definitely subscribe. You just hear from Yud. So yeah, just do it. I think that's a lot better. Maybe expand it a little bit more. Yeah, like that. I think this is the right way. What was that? I just heard like an item frame pop. What was that? What could it have been? But I think I actually had like a wanting trader around here somewhere. Because I killed 2 llamas when I was trying to get a screenshot for today's thumbnail. So maybe it was the Warring Trader. Well, hi. A lot of people in chat right now, which is really fun to see. I believe we're going to build this down a little bit more. Alright, we have another word puzzle. Just finish this side up before I look at chat and try to solve it. So right now the chat is getting a little bit more time to think than me. I'm soon finished. Just wait. Bye. Well, thanks for having, not having. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, see you. And we're soon finished. Let me just connect it. And yes, we did actually connect these trees. Alright, so it's Ice Cube and I've lost the word for them. They're called let me just Google it. I've lost the word. Let me see here. Google Translate, the best way to learn English. Grapes. Yeah. Grapes. Alright, so Ice Cube, grapes, TV, grapes. No, not that. Perhaps. IGTG. IGT. This one is hard. Anyone in chat that has any idea? I'm not sure on this one. RGTG. Cube. Well, I can't think. IGTG. Anyone in chat that has any guesses? Because I don't. I have no idea. Ice grape TV grape. Yeah, exactly. So how could that form a word? I think I give up. He said IGT. Yeah, exactly. So well, what is the answer? Trying to build at the same time as watching the chat. Come on, you can't leave without giving the answer. Now I just need to know the answer. Come on. Okay, he's back. Well, that explains it. Why he left. Oh, I'm so freaking stupid. Of course it stands for that. Yeah, well, I was right about IGTG. I just didn't understand the meaning because I'm too stupid for that. Um, yeah, so how does this look? That looks pretty good. Maybe remove the lip up here because it looks like Santa Claus. Claus. I can't pronounce it uh, like I want to. Where are you from? Well, I'm from Sweden. Så Sverige. Det är var jag är ifrån. Ja. Yeah. So Sweden. I'm I've been born here and I've lived my entire life here, and yeah, it's a good place. Where are you from? Time, set, day. My friend is from Norway. Well, that's cool. I've actually never been to Norway, which is quite weird because it's so close. But yeah, that's also one thing. Like, you're from Ukraine. That's cool. Um, Quite far from Sweden. I believe the closest I've been to Ukraine geographically is Romania, I think. I think that's the closest I've been. I've never been to Ukraine. But I think the closest geographically is Romania. Yeah. Maybe we could connect these dirt patches right there. You've been to Romania. Cool. Travel a lot. Yeah, that's I do travel kind of a lot. I haven't traveled a lot since the pandemic, but before that I have been to a lot of different countries, but not outside of Europe. I believe Cyprus is the furthest I've been. Or no, I have been to the Canary Islands. That's the furthest I've been. But yeah. The thing is that I one thing that I truly love about Sweden is how cold it is up here, because that's one thing. I love the winter. like when it's dark and it's cold outside and the snow is falling and everything, and my body handles coldness a lot better than heat. So like when I was in Cyprus, it was basically too warm. I believe I was like out in the sun for an hour and got a sunburn that stayed with me for like over a week. It was just terrible and all of that. So I much rather prefer the coldness here in Sweden than the heat that is in southern Europe or Africa, which I don't even want to think about. First you've been is Egypt. Yeah, that's a cool place. Egypt is one place that I would want to visit sometime in my life. Just feels like a cool place if I can handle the heat. How this looks kind of good, doesn't it? Maybe add some more blocks here. Maybe actually replace that. Yeah, and I think it's time to add the mangrove roots. Like that, and then add all of these smaller details. Oh yeah, we can't forget about the leaf litters. How does this look? We're going to check from a further back perspective quite soon. I just remembered, have I scattered around any moss carpets? I haven't. Well, right here I have. But not here. So that's one thing that we have to do. We have to scatter around some moss carpets. Because it doesn't make a huge elevation change, just like 1 pixel. But still, it makes kind of a difference. Like walking around, it makes the entire world less flat and more interesting. But let's, we need some these and then the short ones. That's tall. This is the short ones. Let's see, here is the tree. And let's first scatter around these ones. And I'm starting to like these ones a lot more the more I use them. Especially the not particles, like the blinking pixels. And add some more dried grass. Maybe one all the way in there. I think that's finished. I used to remember that we forgot to add buttons to the different trees, the newer ones. So we're just going to add that quite quickly. That one has a bunch of buttons. and this one doesn't. So we are just placing around buttons, which doesn't make, it basically doesn't make any difference until you get really close and start noticing them. Oh, I forgot about the inside of the tree when it comes to the leaves. It's still really flat inside of here. So let's just fill it in and make it a bit more natural. All the way over here as well. I just, I just, now I can't find a word. I discovered, I remembered, I not found out. I realized is the word, that I've stopped talking, which not sure if that's better or worse. I won't say worse because my ego. Oh yeah, we also forgot about the glowberries. We have forgotten about a bunch of stuff. Can't get the moss block. What we're doing, we're falling behind. That's why it's so dark inside of here. And we're going to need some shears. And we're going to need some bone meal. This is where it all comes together. And build it down. And maybe add one more. Like all the way in here. A short one. That definitely lights up everything. And now we could, yeah, the buttons. We need to add the buttons in this tree. On the hanging roots, we're forgetting about a bunch of stuff. This isn't good. I think that's enough, and then we can add hanging roots. I think, what do I think? I think that's enough. Maybe one more right there. Well, let's see how this looks. First from above. I don't think it looks bad. And just imagine an entire forest with these close planted together. And if we walk through here, we do get the feeling of a forest, like dense and can't even see the sky or barely, and you have to you almost trip over things. You have to jump over to get across, like a really dense forest. I think that's really good. And now let's gather around some moss carpets, if we can just find them. Yeah. Just adding some more details. Can't hurt. Or it can hurt. Sometimes you overdo it. That isn't good. But most of the time, it's just better to add more details. Maybe add one right there, and then just keep on placing a bunch of them so we don't have to place them later on. And I think maybe add a few more right here. Now, how does this look? Oh yeah, we forgot about the vines. We forgot about the vines as well. What am I doing? I'm forgetting about a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I don't feel tired. So I don't think that's a problem. Well, I'm just not focused. But I think that's enough. And let's just take one last walk through. And let's make it cinematic with FOV 30. And this looks good. This definitely looks good. Jump over. You have the glowberries. We'll walk around. From a distance, just look at this. Like, the glowberries just lights it up. All the small details, you can see through the grass in the distance. It looks really good. You have the rocks. Got to jump over them. Jump over some roots. Even climb up some vines. Jump down. Yeah. This looks good. So let's just turn it back to FOV normal, which I think is 70. But yeah, as I said before, I'm going to Gothenburg tomorrow, and I'm traveling quite early, so I am going to have to end the stream right here, so I actually can get some sleep tonight. Hope you have not enjoyed. It wasn't as long of a stream as last Saturday. About half an hour, not half an hour, 1.5 hours was today's stream, but we did quite much in this short period of time. We built this tree, we built this tree, we added moss carpets, we added a bunch of bushes, and a bunch of other stuff, and we played a bunch of word puzzles. So yeah, thank you for watching, and